So the idea of character and study are going to play quite an important part in this course. And the type of character that I'm talking about is something that really is, we can always describe it as old-fashioned. It's very much what I would call a strong character, or the term strength of character kind of embodies this notion of what I'm talking about. And when I approach this subject of character, we always it's like missing the point, really. People say, well, what about your positive thinking or psychology or your emotions? What about those? Do you think that they're important? Look, I do think they're important, but they're something slightly different. They're what I would call personality traits. And I do regard personality and character as very much intertwined, but there's something very different as well. And we're going to be returning to this point later on in the course. But I wanted to approach it now when we are speaking about character, because it's something that's really quite controversial. And we've seen decades, almost a century, of what I call the dominance of the personality ethic. And character really isn't talked about much anymore. It's like an anachronism. It's like, oh God, yeah, character. What's he talking about? It sounds like he's from a Dickens novel or something like that. And that's a shame. That really is a shame, because the concept of character is so fundamental to the way we perceive things. It's always there in the background. And yes, look, a century or 50 years ago, the idea of character development or building your character was much, much more common. And it kind of underwrote almost every kind of study that people would do and every kind of interaction. But that's just not the case anymore. It's almost embarrassing to use the word character, because you sound like this, this old fogey. And I really want to bring back this idea of the way that character and character development and character building can work for you. And I want to look in particular about the role that character can play for you when you're under pressure and you're in situations where you need to solve a problem. There might be a time pressure. There might be performance pressure. But I'm going to go down the line of saying that character itself is so important to dealing with life stuff, and a strong character is such an advantage. And I'm going to add that a strong character is it's necessary to deal with life's problems, and this is a big and an important and. In fact, it's probably more important than the idea of building a strong character. Character can be developed. It can be worked on, and outside of these pressurized situations, okay, your character can develop within the situations that we're talking about, like in the tennis match, or in a pressurized project environment. But at the same time, it's going to be developing, or you can develop it when you are not in those situations. So you can literally do it by other means. And that's something that's really important to this course. And I think something quite unique to the Think Better series is that you can work on your character and do things and do the exercises in this course and in the book. And by doing so, you can start to build the strength necessary and that will be so helpful to you moving forward.